Hello everyone, and welcome back to the chess tutorial series. In this video, we're going to be finishing up the movement for all of our pieces. Let's go ahead and get started with our king. So let's navigate into our pieces folder, find our king, open it up, and inside of here, we're going to override our function get all possible moves. You can go ahead and delete that. Okay. And then we are going to create a new local variable, call this castling points. String. We're going to leave this for the future because we're not going to do castling just yet. So we can go ahead and make array. And then we are going to make direction. Or rather, we can do literal direction enum. We can plug this in, add a pin. Make sure to change the second one before removing this. That way it won't take away the make array. Okay, and we are going to add 8 of these. So let's just add up until you see 7 right here. We're going to do a for each loop. Plug that into our execute. And then let's just make sure this is left, right, forward. Basically, we're doing all of them. So just go through the list, make sure all of them are selected. Okay. And then we're going to find valid path. Move this out of the way really quick. Plug in your direction to the array element, and the length is just going to be 1. And there's the loop body. Okay. And then we're going to combine string array. I'm going to create a new local variable called points. And let's just make sure this is an array. Actually, we're gonna delete this castling points because there's a lot more that we have to do for it. So let's just remove that. And then we're going to grab a reference to our points here. And then we are going to set points to this variable right here. Okay. So we can save and compile. And that's actually, I believe, all that we're going to do right now. So we can just return points. And then we will return movement, attack, and these will both be the same thing. And then we can put that on completed. We can go ahead and save and compile. Let's test it out. Move our pawn forward. And then, as you can see, our king is able to move as well. Looks like it's not moving though, so we can check that out in a little bit. One thing I do want to fix though is, as you can tell when we click on our highlight actor, nothing's moving. So the reason that's happening is because there's a collision on the highlight actor. So all we got to do to change that is select our plane, and then we can go down to collision presets, set this to no collision, save, compile, and then we can press play again. And then, as you can tell, we can click on the board and it does its thing. Looks like the king was doing it too, so, and you can definitely tell that the king has all of their moves. We can go ahead and stop that. Now we're going to move on to our queen. Let's go ahead and close out of those. Open up our queen. Okay. We're going to do the same thing in here. We're going to override our get all possible moves. We're going to delete this. Let's actually open back up our king. We're going to steal this little bit of logic right here so we don't have to do that again. Hook up that for each loop. And then now what we're going to do is we are going to get edge length. Piece is going to be self. And the direction is going to be plugged into our array. Okay, and then find valid path. Length, hooked up to length, and then direction into direction. All right, so we can save, compile that now. And then we're going to create a new variable, name this points, make it a string, array. I'm going to add to it. Sorry, we need to combine string array. Okay, and then we're going to set points to this value. Okay. Now all we have to do is we'll grab our points, we will clean it, and then we're going to plug this into movements and attacks. Let's actually go back into our king, and then grab this and plug it into this value. So I'm going to make sure these are clean too. So hook that up to your completed, save, compile. Let's test again. Like the queen's working fine. As you can tell, the pieces are highlighting. Looks like we're getting enemies targeted, so everything's working perfectly. Okay, now that we've got the queen, we can go ahead and copy this little bit of logic again, and we're going to open up our bishop. The bishop is going to be basically the same as the queen, so actually we can just copy most of this. Going to get all possible moves here. Okay. We can delete that return node, and then we're just going to delete left, right, forward, and then backward. And then all we need to do is create local variable right here, save, compile, and it should work. Now we can move this pawn again, check out our bishop, and as you can tell, everything's working with that one too. Next, let's move on to our rook. Again, going to be pretty similar. So we're just going to copy all of the logic from the queen. Paste that in there. And the only thing that we're going to change is the directions. So we just need to delete forward left, forward right, backwards left, and backwards right. We can save, compile, test it out, move that pawn. Doesn't look like that one's working yet, so let's go ahead and check out what's going on here. There it is. Executable is not hooked up. Press play again. And there we go. So as you can tell, the rook is working perfectly. And the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on the knight. So the knight is going to be a little bit more complicated. It's no straight lines or anything. There's a little bit more math involved. So let's just go ahead and override our function. Delete this. And we're going to start with the forward left movement, rather the forward movement. So when you press play, the knight has to calculate forward, backwards, left, and right, but also has to do forward, left, and right. Right, left, or right, forward, and back. A lot of different things. So that's why it's a little bit more math than the other ones. So let's go ahead and grab a self-reference. We're going to get position in direction. And then we can hook up this piece right here, set the length to 2, and then we're going to make sure this is forward. Okay. And then we are going to get position letter and get position number. And from the letter, we are going to append. We are going to grab the position number. we're going to toInt. On the top, we're going to add. And on the bottom, we're going to subtract. Okay. And then we're going to append this back. And we'll do the same thing here. Grab the letter right here. And then we'll plug in this number. Okay. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our board reference. So get board reference. We're going to get position info. We need this twice. So this position is going to plug in here. This one's going to plug in here. And then basically what we're going to do is we are going to use a select node. Okay. We're going to get an AND value. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to check and see if a piece was found and the team is equal to our team. Get team. There we go. So if the team is equal to our team, then we want to return nothing. But if it's not equal to our team and no piece was found, then we want to return the position. Okay. So we can basically just copy this. Don't need this part. I'm going to plug the false into here. This team equals this team, and piece found. Okay. So this is our forward, left, and right movement. So we're going to copy all of this, and we can use this as a template for our backwards. So we're just going to change the direction right here to backward, and now we have the logic for that. So the next bit we're not able to copy. We're going to have to do a little bit more work. So let's go ahead and get started on that. We're going to grab this piece and the position number and letter again. Okay. Actually, let's just label these really quickly. Forward, backward. Okay. So we're going to get position letter, get number from letter. We're going to toInt. Then we are going to add and subtract just as before. Okay. Then we are going to toInt again, or sorry, toString. Both of these. And we're going to get letter from number on both of these. And then we're going to use the append node. We can append both of these as well. So append this with this one and this one with that one. Okay. So now we can actually take this logic that we created up here. So let's select this and all of this, copy it, paste it over here. We can plug in our position. And that's, okay, we need to plug in the false actually to our return values. Now we can go ahead and save. And we're going to do the same thing. We need to change this to left. And then this one is going to be right. Okay, so let's go ahead and label these two. And then this is where it gets a little bit ridiculous. We're going to have to hook up all 8 of these to an array. Okay, let's just line them up really quickly and make it easier. Okay, so now, like I said, we're just going to find our return and drag off of this, do the clean, plug that into attacks. Okay, and then we can actually grab our input as well. Just put this over here. And then we're going to drag off this array right here, make array, and we need 8 pins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there we go. So until you have 7 of them, because the first one is 0, we're just going to plug in this and all of the rest of them. All right. We can go ahead and save, compile, and let's test it out. So let's click on our knight. And as you can tell, everything is working perfectly. We can't hit other players. Well, we can't hit players or pieces on our own team, but we can hit pieces on the other person's team. And there you are. Go ahead and stop this, and that's where we're going to end this video. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you learned something new. In the next video, we're going to be checking out how to get castling and our turns working. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next time.